Hello, everyone.
That was like a Hitchcock.
That was an Alfred Hitchcock. I almost came in with an accent. Hello, everyone. It's me, Scott. And I can't stand doing an English accent because it sounds too fake.
You know, it sounds like Mr. Bean.
It sounds like Mr. Bean, who doesn't hardly speak at all. But hello, how the fuck are you all doing out there? Of course, my name is Scott. My co-host to my right, of course, is...
That would be Mr. Chris Webb. Mr. C. Mr. C. It's almost mystery. Damn it.
Mystery.
Mr.
Kata.
I had a cool name like that. Mr. C.
I don't see that puzzles the shit out of me. See, okay, we have common first names, right? I get away with that. My last name isn't Smith. It isn't Robinson. It isn't Webb. But individuals, yourself, Christopher Webb, don't take this the wrong way, but a lot of people that when we see a common name, it's kind of like, whew, I'm not going to butcher it when I say it.
The only thing with mine is whether it has one B or two Bs.
I have two T's in my name. I could just do what I do. Hi, my name is Scott. The last T is silent.
When I was a little kid, one of my buddies, he still makes fun of me for this shit. But the lady at the school counter, I think she was like taking my attendance or something like that. And I said, Chris Webb, and she said, one B or two Bs, and I said B. I fucked it up. I was like, well, she doesn't understand that. It's two.
It's two B's or not to be. That is the question.
You know what I should have told her? Chris Wells. Two L's.
Wells and Morgan. Morgan and Wells. It is so funny, folks. If you have been following us enough, it's okay. I do the edits, right? And I didn't realize I said, if you have been following, then you totally get it. There was an episode months ago or whatever where I said Morgan and Wells, and it didn't even. And I'm watching, I'm laughing. And of course, it doesn't matter. It is funny.
I just got to give you a little. Got to razz you up a little bit every once in a while.
But the thing of it is, I don't know if I'm the one that's always guilty at that. And if I am, I don't care because it's fun. I don't mind. I will admit I butcher it. I mean, even with the original YouTube channel, if I stumble or fall on words, I go with the punches. To hell with it. I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
And I'm not excellent with words. I try to be, but it is what it is.
No, we're just down here just talking, right? We're just having conversations.
But yeah. And and sometimes liquid courage makes it a lot easier to say, Christopher Webbers. Did I say it right? Webbers. Speaking of, when I'm in fourth grade, I sat across from another Scott, and the teacher decided, and I'm so thankful for this, he was Scotty and I was Scott. Now, I'm at an age where, of course, there's enough Trekkie, if you're still called Trekkie fans out there, I would get for so many years, beam me up Scotty. In all honesty, I could not stand Scotty. I don't know why. I just can't stand it. And I'm giving more world information here. One of my old friends used to call me Scotty Potty. And I'm like, oh, shut the fuck up. Oh. So I called her Tina's Penis.
Tina's Penis.
Yes. She's a sweetheart of a girl. We were always close friends back in the day. But I did that because I didn't like Scotty, the quicker picker-upper.
And you were like, well, fuck you then, penis.
Penis. So, yes. See, honestly, Chris and I did not have an idea what we were going to do here. So I guess we're attacking names. So,
oh, shit.
For our favorite listeners and viewers out there, since no one likes to leave comments, I'm going to give you the opportunity now. Are you in the same boat that Chris is in? Are you not a fan of your name? Or in other words, do you say the same thing that Chris says? What do you say, Chris, about your name? I'll give you a hint. Cool. Yeah.
Cool.
I wish my name was cool.
Oh, I do. I mean, there's so many other names that I didn't have a problem with Chris or Christopher or any iterations of the whole long ass name. I guess it was just like getting into school, and there's so many fucking Chris's. You just become, another kid in the pack. You just become like basic, I guess. and that's the reason that I have both my girls. I mean, here, like
I was good. Okay.
I mean, these names
Here you go, folks.
I've had these this name picked out since I was 18 years old, which is
now, just in case they can't see, on his right wrist.
That's Ember. And then their middle names are on the back side. Those two names.
I always actually say Amber. So.
Oh, you're all right. She gets that a lot. And then she has to correct them.
Yeah.
She goes, no, Ember. But I mean, especially this one has been my favorite since I was younger. But this one I was especially proud of because I didn't have a whole lot of time. We didn't plan, everything out when we were pregnant with Elysian. So coming up with this name, I feel like nobody's ever going to forget her name.
Does she have like a nickname? Like a lot of us, as we all grow up, we have sometimes their names are shortened. Ella.
In fact, her sister.
I thought
she's
going
to kill me, but every time she yells at her, she said, "No, Elia."
The thing of it is, I can like when I first was getting to know you more outside of the YouTube world, and I got confused once because I was like, it'll catch on quickly because the short names and all that. Mm-hmm. I'm like, you know what? I'm bad at names anyways, but I figure, you're the father. Tell the story about the names, which is always so cool.
Yeah, M and Ella.
M with an E, not with an A. I know a lot. I've known a lot of Ambers, so yeah. So I would be guilty at that. I'll be honest there.
Or Sky, Ember Sky.
That's cool.
And Elysian Kayla.
Ember Sky.
Kayla. We go back and forth. Sometimes, the wife will just call her Sky. That's her little love language.
And it's so funny because with Chris's daughters and with their dogs, sometimes you're like, okay, which one? Which one?
Yeah. So I have a dog named Emery, which is after my band.
I almost got to call Zach Edward. Gee, I wonder who that would have been after. No. Any more with your daughters and with Natalie? Okay. I mean, okay, that's what I want to know. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Okay.
When you were going through the process with your first daughter, was there kind of like, well, I kind of like this name or kind of like that? I mean, did you get to those growing pains?
I've had that picked out since I was 18 years old, and as soon as I told her, she was in love with it. So that was easy. Elysian, maybe you'll think it's weird, I don't know. But first time I ever heard that word used in a song, Ember, was in Fiona Apple's, one of my top 5 albums.
Mm-hmm.
In Fiona Apple's title album, there's a song called Pale September, and that was the first time I heard that used in song, which I was like 16, 17 years old, and from then on, that was it. It was like, if I ever have a daughter, that's what I'm naming her. And Elysian's name actually is from Gladiator.
That, okay.
When he's giving the speech at the beginning, and he's like, if you find yourself riding in a field alone or something like that, fear not, because you are in Elysium, and you are already dead. So the Elysian fields are supposed to be known as, that's the Greeks' version of heaven. The Elysian fields is where you go and you become an Elysium when you are an inhabitant of Elysian fields. That's where that came from.
It's Gladiators. I don't mean to go off subject. I remember one having on DVD format. That has a really amazing surround sound.
That whole movie, Ridley Scott.
It's been a long time since I've seen that movie. It's really good.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
Even
I'll have a feeling I'll watch that again soon.
Man,
and I want to talk about it. I'm going to get to a movie eventually, but this is kind of a cool subject, I think. The names of our kids and other people's kids. You'll like the movie I want to talk about here soon. By the way, go ahead, Gladiator.
I was just going to say Joaquin. Joaquin Phoenix is even phenomenal in that, dude. And one of the coolest names
Bravo.
Ever.
Yeah. Sorry.
So such a cool name.
See, that's my goal here is, and I know Chris has to be feeling the same way because I've never said this to him privately. My goal is when it comes to this podcast that you enjoy us, our personality, what we're doing here, not so much the subject matter. But yes, if you enjoy movies, great. If you enjoy cars, awesome. Music, I can't wait to start talking about that again. Random shit. We tend to go down that rabbit hole quite a bit because I'm guilty at that.
Here we are, baby.
But that's the point. I'm hoping that you enjoy us more than the subject matter and be a part of the conversation, be a part of it entirely. And who knows, maybe someday you'll be the third wheel like other guests on this, podcast. So
maybe we'll get a fourth wheel and maybe we won't go off the tracks.
Yeah. Well, I'll finally shut the fuck up more. See, I'm interrupting Chris again.
No, for real. I just want to second from the moment that we started talking about this thing. I mean, you obviously came and talked to me about it, and then it just clicked, and then the ball started rolling really fast, and it was like, yeah, all this makes total sense. I mean, we don't want to we obviously love Halloween, but if we make just a podcast around Halloween, we're done after 13 episodes. Yeah. we're done after so long, and we don't want to do that. We want to be a place where people, come down here and we just can be guys and just have fun, or girls. We can just
when you fall in love with this, when you fall in love with this a movie, a series, okay, Friends. Well, someday we'll talk about that. You fell in love with the characters. You fell in love with what they were doing. You appreciated them. It wasn't always that one, that one where they did this, that one where they did that. I get it. This time of year, Chris and I will attack, Halloween, but we want it to be, we can only talk about it so much because there's other things we know you as well love in life, just as well as Halloween.
We hope.
And when the strike, so.
We hope.
Yeah. I was about to say something, and as usual, my mouth was like, blah, 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 blah. So I want to get my side of the name thing with Zach.
Please.
Yes. Zach's mother, and she's actually one of our loyal viewers, so I'm hoping she's watching now because she'll at least say, if it's music, I know she watches because she loves music. But Zach she wanted a junior, and I'm not a junior fan. I'm just not. I mean, I respect the second, the third, but it's just not me. I'm just, nah. But she says, but I really like, for you folks out there, I know you're used to hearing the word Scott. Scott is technically my middle name. I've always gone by my middle name. But she always likes my first name. She always liked the name Scott so much that she had to not only have Scott married once, but married twice. But she's laughing right now because but seriously, we agreed that we really didn't have Zachary down. We weren't for sure yet before he was born. Because she would suggest names. I would suggest names. Do you remember the movie Hands That Rock the Cradle?
Oh, yeah.
And do you remember in the movie the help that they had?
Oh, yeah. I loved that dude. Ernie Hudson,
I believe. Was that it? Ernie Hudson?
Wasn't he in Ghostbusters?
But I want to get to his character.
Solomon,
thank you. I really liked that name for some reason. It was me.
Okay.
Zach's mom, she wasn't like, she respected the fact that I liked it and all that. And then I seen something with Grayson. And then we mentioned Zach.
I love the word gray. That's a cool last name.
But yeah, Grayson almost seemed like a safe, for a boy or a girl, Mm-hmm. Zachary, I think we mentioned that. But when he was born, for her and I, it was almost like we were reading each other's minds. It just clicked. I don't think one of us said it out loud first. It was almost like, yeah, Zachary.
So wait, expand on that a little bit. It was when he was born?
It was when he was born.
So you guys were like looking at him and he was in that name clicked?
Yes. It was just like it came over us. I mean, like I said, we mentioned the name Zachary before he was born, but we were going through other names. Mm-hmm. We didn't have like what you have for your daughters. We didn't have the favorite letter E. In other words, Z wasn't something that stood out. It was just, I think, I think every couple a mother and a father has their whatever works for them. And we were just going through different names.
Of course. Yeah.
And in fact, when he was born, he technically wasn't Zachary the moment he was born, which, by the way, 1995, O.J. Simpson's verdict came out. The next day, Zach was born. So that's how we remember Zach was born after O.J.'s, verdict on O.J. Simpson. I'm sorry. So when Zach was born, we didn't technically have the full name. And then it did come. It did come very, very quickly because I think Darla and I were very much like, we kind of felt guilty, but it didn't take long. We both agreed on Zachary. And I said, okay, Scott. Said Zachary Scott and then my last name, which Zach allows people to say Kennard. All my life, no, it's not Kennard, it's Kennard. My grandfather, I get it from his last name. He's from Illinois. It's Kennard in Illinois, but here in Ohio, it's Kennard. But Zach allows apparently people, and that's how funny how it is in my family. They just accept it. Okay, it's Kennard. No, it's pronounced Kennard. Have some pride, damn it.
Have you ever asked him about it?
Oh yeah, there was actually an older gentleman who was old enough to be my grandfather. This was years ago. He actually told me that I pronounced my last name wrong.
Oh yeah.
Like, no, I never met my grandfather.
It's not Webb, it's Weeb.
Yeah, it's Weeb. The last E is silent.
What the fuck?
See, I never met my grandfather. I mean, this man goes off and fights in a war, World War II, comes back as a survivor, and then unfortunately is killed at home here in Dayton, Ohio.
Oh.
And this is when my mom was a little girl, so I wasn't even thought of. This was back in the 50s. See, I'm not that old, folks, you know. But I have my grandfather's last name, which is Kennard, not Kennard. So, yes, Zach was this close to being Eric Scott Kennard. And thankfully, Zachary was his calling. And he was actually Z-A-C-K for one moment. Her and I both agreed that didn't look right. So it's funny when he gets bowling, one of the guys we have now actually a head coach who's been a part of the Special Olympics for 10 years. So now we have a special coach. I am an assistant coach now, which is awesome because we need to have somebody who has more structure, who knows more about it. So this guy, one of Zach's teammates for years, name is Adam. He was spelling Zake on his bowling league. There was Z-A-K-E. So now he's putting Z-A-C-K. It's like, yeah, he was Zach with the K for like 1 minute. So eventually Adam will get that correct.
Well, since we're sidebarring a little bit, here's a funny story. So I was stuck on that. We're talking our second daughter at this point. I was stuck on her name. How am I going to, come up with her middle name? So I was stuck on Kayla. When we put it on her birth certificate, I wrote it wrong. And I was under the, for some reason, I liked the Kaela pronunciation of it, the spelling of it.
Okay. Okay.
Well, I looked it up later, and it's like Hawaiian origin, and it's pronounced Keala.
That's kind of cool.
I didn't fucking know that. And then I read like what it means and all this shit.
Keala, your sensitive soap maker.
Keala, cool, right? So I was like, well, that still sounds pretty cool, but what the fuck does it mean?
Yeah.
So it's of Hawaiian origin, and I forget what exactly it means. But I was like, neither one of
it means it's your daughter's name. Sorry.
I was like, neither one of us are fucking Hawaiian. This is weird.
Yeah.
So we rushed downstairs and we fucking had to change it within what is it 24 hours? I forget.
I honestly, that sounds about right, but I don't honestly.
I think it's 24 hours, but we had to rush downstairs, go through all the paperwork and shit to get her name changed. Like, no, it's supposed to be Kayla. I fucked that up. Sorry. It's not Keala. We're not Hawaiian at all.
So there you go. I would imagine that's something else I'd like to know too. Any viewers out there that are parents, if they've gone through this as well, changing their son's or daughter's name because of like what you experienced, or no?
Oh no.
K is. I mean, it's
now maybe I should.
K is it right?
Maybe I should start that every once in a while. Maybe I should be like, "Hey, Keala, come here." Should be like, who?
Who's that? Dad forgot who I am already.
But there you go, folks. That's something only me and my wife know. And now all of you know. All 46,000.
All four. That's right, 46,000. And Zach's with a H, not with a K. Zachary. I'll let the rest of you figure out where the ARY comes from.
So we all fuck up. We all make mistakes.
Scott with his, and I guess the last T on his is silent as well. I don't know. And he's taller than me, and he has thick brown hair. So there's already more hope for that kid.
He's in it to win it.
That's right. And I'm not going to say how old he's going to be this year. I just don't want to share that number because it reminds me, shut up. I don't know. All right. Now that we've shared names and history a little bit about there, and you guys know that for the first, wait a minute, we're going to start calling you by your first. If you start calling me by my first name, then I'm going to consider you as a bill collector. So Chris and I want to thank you for listening or watching Meet Us in the Man Cave. Since you enjoyed watching us, make sure you want to tell all your friends about us, subscribe today, and click on that notification bell. It's going to be helping you being reminded when our next episode is uploaded or even possibly a live stream video. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and of course, YouTube. You can listen or download to Meet Us in the Man Cave on your favorite podcasting app, available to stream or download so you can listen to us all you want, whenever you want. For more information, go to meetusinthemancave.podbean.com.